When you talk about dominance to start the season, Cincinnati right up there. Cincinnati, Oregon State, this is your preview. Glad to see you. Brought to you by Tyson Anytizers. I'm Shehadi, Dennis Dodd, our college football columnist. Joining us now, Dennis, through 2 games, the 17th ranked Bearcats. Look at them go. If they beat unbeaten Oregon State this weekend, do they get a little bit of notoriety that many believe they definitely deserve?
Well, I think they got notoriety that first weekend when they blew out Rutgers at Rutgers. Now going on the road again and winning big, I think would be huge. Just because the Big East started, they were the only major conference to start the season without anyone ranked in the top 25, and now they've got Cincinnati in the top 20 a year after people thought they'd really fall off the boat after losing 10 seniors off that defense. So I think this is really impressive, and this is a game that Oregon State is not used to and really shouldn't be used to. They were really bad for years. First time in 32 years a ranked non-conference opponent has come to Corvallis, so we'll see.
Well, Cincinnati scored 70 points last week, Dennis. This has to be a battle of how Oregon State can contain them.
Yeah, I mean, in one sense, you have to look at the opponent. Southeast Missouri State is 1AA and not a good 1AA, but going to Oregon State will be a different test. They are averaging, 571 yards and 59 points, 58.5 points through 2 games. Oregon State will be a little different. Look for a big game from the safeties, Oregon State safeties. Lance Mitchell had a forced fumble and interception versus UNLV last week. And look for a start from Cameron Collins, who made his first start against UNLV because they started in the nickel. I suspect that Oregon State's defense will probably start in the nickel against Cincinnati.
Dennis, only a half point separates Cincy from top-ranked Florida as the country's highest scoring team. Tony Pike, when you talk about him, is he the real deal? Can he be mentioned in the same conversation as many of the real players?
Yeah, I think he can, and I think he will be. This was a kid that last August 2008, wasn't even in the mix at Cincinnati. And they had injuries. He moved in, didn't take a snap in preseason camp for a week because the coach, Brian Kelly, didn't think much of him. Now he's developed him into a top-flight quarterback. I mean, he's big, he's rangy, he sees the field. He's the key to that offense. He's got a go-to receiver, Marty Gilliard. Watch this kid. So, yeah, Tony Pike definitely. I mean, who would have ever thought we'd be talking about an award winner on offense from Cincinnati named, at quarterback?
Dennis, Cincinnati won the Big East a year ago, and like you mentioned earlier in this video, they lost a lot of players. Are they still the class of the conference in your mind?
Well, Pittsburgh was picked as the preseason #1. Actually, there's about 5 teams that could win it. You put West Virginia, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh in there. They could all win it. It's still early. Pittsburgh had a big win last week against Buffalo. That's typically a game they lose. But I'm starting to think Cincinnati can make a run at it. As I mentioned, Brian Kelly is a quarterback maker, and he's made basically Tony Pike out of nothing to a point where he can carry that team. They're good enough on offense to outscore teams when they have to. And they're in a league where, they don't face very many big impediments. And one of the teams that I thought could win it, Rutgers, looks tremendously down. So I absolutely, I think Cincinnati can win the Big East. 6:45
game time Saturday. We'll see you there, and we'll see you back here for the recap. Thanks for watching the preview brought to you by Tyson Anytizers, the meaty good man snack. We'll see you soon.